For this week's Jolt of Faith, I'd like to talk about baptism. You know, this past Sunday, we celebrated the Feast of the Baptism of the Lord to end the Christmas season. And there's a reason we celebrate Jesus' baptism, because it was that pivotal moment in his life where he began his mission of preaching and proclaiming the kingdom of God. And if you remember in the gospel, as Jesus was baptized and came up out of the water of the river Jordan, the voice from heaven confirmed who he was for all the world. This is my beloved Son. And my friends, we celebrate year after year Jesus' baptism to reconnect to our own. Because just like for Jesus, our baptism is a defining moment. The challenge is, very few of us remember our baptism, because most of us were just infants. But we need to reconnect to that defining moment. Because just like at Jesus' baptism, on the day you and I were baptized, the voice from heaven also claimed us as his beloved son, as his beloved daughter. And just like at Jesus' baptism, our baptism needs to be the compass that sets the course for the rest of our lives, to live out that identity that we were confirmed in as the beloved sons and daughters of God. Everything we heard about in Jesus' baptism, everything we celebrated on Sunday as that defining moment for him where he was confirmed as the second person of the Trinity, the beloved Son of the Father, all of that is what also happened to you and I. We too were confirmed as God's sons and daughters through adoption. We too were given our mission. We too were confirmed in our true identity as beloved by God. But how often we forget that. Is our baptism that defining moment that steers my life, that steers my identity, that gives me focus and meaning? I think for most of us, our baptism is a distant memory at best. That's why the baptism of the Lord is so important, because it's that yearly reminder to get us focused in who we really are, to get us focused on our mission, and to never let us forget our true identity as the sons and daughters of God. For this week's Jolt of Faith, our challenge is, what we celebrated about Jesus on Sunday at his baptism, we need to remember in our own that we are beloved by God. No matter how many times we've messed up, no matter how many times we've sinned, no matter how many bad decisions we've made, it never changes that. It confirms our identity, and it gives us our focus. Maybe we've lost that focus. Maybe we've lost our way. Maybe we've forgotten who we truly are. By reconnecting to our baptism through the celebration of Jesus's, we find that compass that is so important to keep us on the right path, to keep us centered, to keep us rooted in who we really are. Let's all take a few moments this week to reconnect to that pivotal moment, the day we were baptized and became the sons and daughters of God. Because just as it set Jesus on his course to fulfill the work of God, so it sets you and I on our course to continue to fulfill our work, to continue to build on what Jesus began, to continue to bring his kingdom into the world. That's what all of us were given as a responsibility and as a mission on the day of our baptism. There's no way we're going to fulfill that if we don't stay rooted in where we came from. For this week's Jolt of Faith, let's all reconnect a little bit more to that defining moment for ourselves so that we can recommit ourselves to finding our mission and our purpose to live out that baptism each and every day of our lives. Not a homily, not a sermon, but just that little jolt of faith to get us all back on the right track as well.